we're still connected. Made an attempt at going live there, had a technical issue, but that's neither here nor there. Season's greetings, and from my family to yours, I'm hoping everybody is having a bright and wonderful holiday season, whatever you believe in. And so here I am thinking about at this juncture in 2023 to 2024. It's the closing of the year. And I'm thinking about the great wave and what is to come. And a lot of what goes on in crypto is storytelling. It was narrative. Crypto is 80% narrative, 20% technology, and so on and so forth. Believe it or not, in the stock market, it used to be kind of like that. It's much less narrative, but narrative is still very important. I don't know about 50-50, but I think it's 60% on the fundamentals, 20% now on the technicals, and 20% on the narrative. So it's kind of flipped because the stocks, equities have been around forever, but crypto's only been around since around 2008. And so when they say, oh, it's so very early, it is because of what's called mass adoption. If you recall, like watching movies like Weird Science, remember when they're trying to make the girl and they have internet on the phone and they have to put their phone on that modem machine just to get internet? And that was like a rich kid in that movie. That was like in the 80s. And then in the 90s, the dial-up got even faster, and then we eventually went and upgraded that to the point where we had Ethernet cables and fiber optics and this and that. So internet got faster. And then you have mass adoption, right? Social media came out big time 2002 to 2004. And then you have mass adoption, and this stuff changes. It's historic, it's economic, it's socioeconomic, sociological. All that stuff changes a people or peoples. Crypto is going to do the same. The blockchain crypto, we're seeing the internet going through an evolution. This is an evolution of internet, of the World Wide Web, of the information age. Because where we are right now in terms of my futurist viewpoint is what age are we living in? We're still in the information age, but it's on the cusp of entering into the robotics age. And each age goes by much faster. We went through a high-tech age to the internet age, and then from the internet age to the information age very, very quickly. Internet actually allows for a lot of advancement in many things, economically and socioeconomically as well, meaning people are able to make a living on the internet. A lot of people are going to be making a living with crypto on the internet. A lot of people are. They already are. Whether it's just making content like I'm doing or whatnot, the people of the, I guess, next age are going to be wielding the power of blockchain and crypto to be able to make fortunes or make a living. Something we haven't seen before yet in mass numbers with crypto until now. Mass adoption means having to make it Visa, MasterCard friendly, meaning fast transactions. In fact, 100,000 transactions per second from the 100 or up to 700 we are right now. It's very, very big jump. This is a quantum leap with the Great Wave in every single blockchain, Ethereum being the second biggest altcoin, or after Bitcoin, the second biggest market cap crypto. Ethereum has to upgrade. If it doesn't, it would die. This is very true. EIP 4844 is the biggest thing since switching to proof of stake. It's even perhaps bigger than that. And you can tell that to a friend. You can take that to a bank. Take that to the bank. The EIP 4844 mass adoption Ethereum reaching the surge and scaling goals under EIP 4844 and being able to then use Ethereum in a way that's cheap enough to make it cost effective. How cost effective it becomes, I don't know. But once we reach 100,000 transactions per second, we can't be paying $16 to $30 just to run a purchase, or spending $3 a transaction just to send a little ETH here and there. It has to be way less, markedly less than what we're paying now. So in terms of the goals, in terms of the necessities, we're talking about big developers here. Ethereum is not just going to sit here and let Solana steal the show from them. Solana's doing great right now. It's great to see. It's another blockchain that's welcomed in many ways because it allows for another opportunity for interoperability. Let's talk about interoperability in the surge and the great wave. To being able to switch between Bitcoin to ETH, ETH to Bitcoin, ETH to Solana, Solana to ETH, and so on and so forth. We don't have a ton of bridges and interoperability that are like for fluid transfers for ETH, at least to try to trade like modern day exchanges of fiat, okay, without incurring massive fees. Like when you change a dollar to like a euro, for example, there's a transaction cost in that, and there's also the exchange rate cost, meaning if your currency is worth less than the other, you're getting less of that currency. So currencies and forex trading and all that other stuff, naturally with stocks and everything else, there's a system for that, and it's in place so you can just exchange currencies. But crypto's getting to that level. And just think about how the world governments are going to be pushing their own cryptocurrencies or CBDCs. Corporations are going to have their CBDCs as well. Those are centralized. So you're going to see this interplay, this going back and forth, this fight between centralized and decentralized. And that's what brings me to the topic of Ryoshi, fisherman. Okay, I believe Ryoshi's. It's like a almost like a early secret society or cult or religion, like how a lot of religions start. You have to have a central figure. You have to have a messianic figure. And you have the cult of Ryoshi. But the significance is this good faith, pure DeFi, changing the lives of many people, giving them the financial freedom they want, with good actors involved who do everything for the community to basically say we all win. We all, WAGMI. We all, gain something together. It's good for the good for all. High tide raises all ships. People can, make life-changing money in something, and nobody rugs it. Nobody scams it. They're always looking out for the community. It's very patriotic in that sense. Okay, not to disparage that word in any way, but Ryoshi in this fight of DeFi against centralized finance, that's the ongoing cause from Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin. I do believe Satoshi Nakamoto and Ryoshi have very distinct connections, and I think of them like these very secret societies that are behind this. This could be movements from people that were just like you and me. We don't know. Like everybody assumes Satoshi Nakamoto or Ryoshi must be this Elon Musk type character, and they're not. Whether there's a big time actor involved, like an Elon Musk, high profile actor involved in it, is possible. But Ryoshi in these cloisters, these, I like to think of them like these like the Knights Templar a little bit. This group is like a lot like the Knights Templar, but in the area of DeFi and finance, and they're looking, of course, probably to gain something for themselves, but it's for everybody who's part of the cause. If you're part of the cause, you get to enjoy the fruits of that cause and its victories, spoils of war. So DeFi is going to have a major clash and confrontation and competition with centralized finance getting into the blockchain space. One of the reasons I like XRP is because it legitimizes something other than Bitcoin in the eyes of the law, but I don't like it because it's very centralized, and it's just another banking instrument in the end. What do you do? Like, look at XRP. How much movement is XRP getting compared to Solana or anything else. Everybody's like, oh, why isn't it $5 already? It should be $5 already if it's everything that people are saying. It's because DeFi doesn't like it. There are not enough people in DeFi that say, I'm going to go out and buy a bunch of XRP. Everybody's like, yeah, I'll have a little bag or this and that. I'll own some XRP because probably during the bull run, it's going to go to $5 to $6. And that's the thing, though. It's like there's no rush to buy it. There's no FOMO, nothing. It's centralized. There's no excitement in that. It's not a Ryoshi thing. It's not a Satoshi Nakamoto thing. But there is the wave and the ripple. Okay, there's part of the story, part of the narrative, the wave and the ripple. And it's funny that XRP has ripple in that. That's part of the narrative. The wave is DeFi. The ripple is going to be hopefully just the centralized means of doing the same thing. And it's not going to win. Because people do believe in what Ryoshi is about, and people do believe in pure DeFi, and that's what they're going to want to put their hard work for, their hard-earned money in, hard-earned money in, is something that's decentralized as much as possible. You do need some, and I was talking about this in the NFAI, not financial advice, and neither is this video financial advice, just entertainment purposes only, always in the disclosures. I was talking about in the NFAI Telegram how if you want to sustain a project that's basically a DeFi hedge fund, you have to have institutional actors carrying that along. You have to pay lawyers. As far as I know, there's no such thing as decentralized attorneys. I mean, that's called a guy working all by himself. But you want to have that person up against the SEC and other regulatory bodies of government, whereas you need to at least think about, well, maybe we should pay for like a really good attorney with a big firm that has power and influence, connections with the SEC to keep that project alive. And I was saying in the NFAI Telegram, I was like, you understand that these SEC attorneys, how much they cost, right? You want the community to put up a $50,000 retainer? You know, you want the community to put up millions of dollars in legal fees? You know how expensive it is to deal with the contracts, the expertise on the legal end of things? There are still legalities here. DeFi does not exist in a vacuum, okay? DeFi exists in the real world, the world that we're in right now. And DeFi needs things like lawyers and accountants and computer scientists, like things that are part of the institutional world. What we want to remain pure is the DAO, the DAO, the control. One of the cool things NFAI did is I think they're making sure the DAO is balanced by having trusted people with enough ownership of the token to make sure that if they pay anyone with the token and give them a sizable amount of that token to pay them, that the result of that would not give them too much power. And that brings me back to Okinami. I love Okinami. Great token, great community. It will, in my opinion, become the narrative of the Surge token, meaning the one token of talking about this stuff for freaking months, over a year now. Who's talking about the Surge and the Great Wave more than anybody else other than Okinami? What token? It was us. That's all we ever talk about, pretty much on Twitter. I talk about other tokens because I do like others, God forbid. But I like Okinami a lot. I mean, I make most of my content on it. And if I'm right, I'll be like, sweet, I was right. But if I'm wrong, I'll be like, hey, that's the nature of the beast. You know, I could be. But my faith tells me I'm right. My intuition tells me I'm right. Because I've never seen anything like this. And it has a story behind it that feels like Bitcoin in a lot of ways. I think it's a Ryoshi token. I think it is. And I think it's been handled by people who are very intellectual, artistic-minded, hence Hokusai's Great Wave of Kanagawa as its emblem, its iconography. People that have high connections with Ethereum. On the test networks, we've seen some crazy shit with this. Okay, Okinami has some stuff going on, connections to wallets with hundreds of millions in Ethereum, that a dollar value wise. I have a video a while back talking about a wallet with around $1 billion worth of ETH in it, connected, that we found blockchain connections to. And regardless of any token who's an ERC20 can find its way back eventually to the Genesis wallet. We know that. I'm not so big on the Genesis wallet connection anyways because of that. If you're an ERC20, ultimately you'll find your roots back to the Genesis wallet for Ethereum. But Okinami has a deployer's wallet 5 years ago, 40 days before Shiba Inu. 40 days before Shiba Inu. That is a significant thing. This deployer wallet was created in anticipation. It stealth launched, July 2022. We got pictures of Vitalik Buterin where our Okinami developer was at the same place holding up the roadmap. That's significant photo evidence. They were at the same place at their San Francisco DevCon in the middle of 2022, and we have video evidence showing somebody involved with Okinami who is at that conference. This has been in anticipation and creation by some devs who may or may not be necessarily Ethereum devs. It could be former Ethereum devs. They could be a partnership with Ethereum. It could be as per what we saw with Shiba Inu and how it eventually got the good graces of Vitalik Buterin, who didn't just dump his tokens, he burned them, and he gave a lot of them to India. Vitalik just dumped about 40 grand worth of tokens of people sending him crap. He's like, I don't want your freaking rug project tokens, and I know you're just, if he's selling, he's probably telling you, you got a freaking rug. Leave me alone. You don't have a legitimate project. Or he's just like, I'm going to make profit. Thank you. Like anybody else. You just sent me $30,000. Thanks. I'll just sell it. The guy just lost $29 million. I'm sure he'd like to make it back, and he will. He will, by far. He's Vitalik Buterin, and I'm sure he'll add $1 billion to his net worth coming into 2024, 2025. At least $1 billion for that guy. 1 billion tokens. Okinami has 1 billion tokens. Its liquidity mysteriously in place. A scammer would have taken that. It's $200,000. It's 200 grand. Do you realize what I could do with staking 200 grand of Ethereum and creating a node? Or staking it? Imagine how much income I can get off of $200,000 worth of Ethereum. No scammer is going to let that sit. Come on. No scammer is going to let that sit. Sorry, I need a pizza bite. No one's going to let that sit in a liquidity pool if they could pull it out. Absolutely nobody would. They'd be scared maybe someone else could take it. I don't see a lone actor here anyways. I could see there could be multiple people behind Okinami. A scam? I don't think so. A mystery? Yeah. Proof of anything yet? No. It's Christmas time. People eat pudding. Proof is in the pudding. It's going to get on the inside, man. EIP 4844. Once all that stuff starts happening in 2024, if the dev is not taking any activity on Okinami, it would mean they left it to the community to take charge of the building. And that's fine. It's very elemental. Once all that comes out from Ethereum, they'll give the instructions, say this is what needs to be built. Okinami's narrative is about the surge, proto-dank sharding. It just needs to be building something as much as like an espresso sequencer. It can sequence L2s. It would just keep building tech for apps using the token that all tie into the surge. That's its narrative. The community will build it. It'll be able to recruit people, probably even be able to eventually be able to recruit some giga-brains to build whatever is necessary. Because when people see the narrative, they'll be like, yeah, I think ETH threw that out there to be a pure DeFi project. So there could be people who just want to build on it. as the narrative gets out there about Okinami to the mainstream, with the narrative at large changing to the EIP 4844 and the surge, they'll see Okinami and say, this is an interesting token. This is what we need to build. I'd love to invest in it, buy some tokens. I'll help build something. People will approach the project. Okay? As long as the community solidified behind the notion of pure DeFi and saying, yeah, it's community built. Let's build what needs to be done. Sequencers. Can we build a node? Can we build, a ZK roll-up of any kind? What can be done with the apps and protocols that use the token as the native currency of the ecosystem? The token is, in a sense, the tokenization of whatever you want to make out of it. Okay? It's just the currency of the ecosystem, and you can use it and wield it and program it as an ERC20. Okay? So it's all able to utilize whatever EIP 4844 and the programming of Ethereum itself and the layer 1, what it allows for. It's really simple in the end. Ethereum, EIP 4844, we got stuff happening in January. It starts doing what it's doing. You test what you can with your apps or your dApps, and you make something and see what it does to fulfill something for EIP 4844. And there'll be specs and there'll be information from the ETH Foundation how to do it. Probably some public access code, okay? Public domain code. They'll say, you could use this code if you want. We have it out there for EIP 4844 on GitHub. Go get it. All right, back to the holidays. Season's greetings. You have a lot to look forward to. 2024, people are going to make a ton of money. Doesn't matter what you believe in politically or religiously or spiritually around the holidays. But, this is a time of peace on earth, goodwill towards men. But I'll say Merry Christmas. I'll say Happy Holidays, all that. When I say Merry Christmas, I say it because I want peace on earth, goodwill towards men. It means something to me more than its religious significance. It's a word. It's a thing to say to people this time of year. Because if somebody from some other language was like, and I was in their country, said Happy Kwanzaa, I'd be like, yeah, man, Happy Kwanzaa. But Merry Christmas. This is a time of joy, time of peace. Enjoy that. Enjoy it while it lasts. Spend time with families. As they say, touch grass, as we say, right? A lot of crypto people say, go touch some grass. Raise a libation to everybody. Enjoy your time. Get your mind off crypto for a while. Enjoy the days. But after the holidays, man, we're going to be talking a lot. We'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, share. Tell everybody about us. I definitely appreciate the help for the channel. Super thanks always helps me get some advertising out. $1.99 super thanks or more. Hit it. All right. We'll see you later.